welcome to Conquering Mount Scrapmore with Brenda. I'm Brenda, and we're here today where we have been playing around with a traditional quilt block. Now, I'm calling this one a 12-pointed star because it has 12 points, but it's all patchwork, except for the corner points. Now, you're going to find this PDF in the show notes below. Look for your see more button, description more button, and you'll find this, as well as the person we're doing a shout out for today. Michelle from Bits and Pieces does not know this shout out is coming to her. And I'm so excited because I'm working with her late spring, early summer, and we're doing a collaboration. And I don't know if I can say anything more than that, but I'm very, very excited to do this. So yay, it's going to be a fun little sew along. So so you go check out her YouTube channel. It's going to be in the show notes as well as the PDF. Plus we have a Facebook group. It's lots of fun. There's community chats. There's all sorts of sharing, fabric swaps, virtual sewing rooms, asking questions, pictures. We have some very talented people in that group. It's just wonderful, warm, welcoming community that we've been building. And we're having so much fun in there. The other thing you're going to find in there is our Zoom sew dates. From now until May. It might be extended by then because then we'll find out when we're camping with our grandkids. But we're planning on doing those for the rest of the year too. So mark those on your calendar and please do come. They are so much fun. It's a very international community and you get quilters from all over. I am continuing to do my free speaking engagements. I've had just a wonderful time doing that. I've had so much fun. I've been talking to so many talented quilters. It has just been a blessing and it's just totally amazing to me. So I'm going to continue doing that. I'm having I'm having fun. I don't have a trunk show, so I have to do the presentation over Zoom, and it's been fun. What's the other thing is, please share, like, and subscribe. Comments helps drive our analytics, and we get boosted up and shown more to more quilters that are looking for something a little different. So come on in, let's get to this sewing. This one's going to be a lot of fun today. Okay, so you're going to find this PDF below to make your kite blocks by foundation paper piecing. And you know, it's just, you can use any colors you want. I decided, okay, I was going to go with like greens and teals and blues, but because that's what I have on hand. But you need to print this twice to make 4, right? 4, you have to have 4 of them. I'm only going to show you how to make 1 of them because you don't need to be, once you know how to make the one, you don't need how to learn how all the rest of this goes together. So we'll just make the one first. And what I'm going to do is I have some scrap cotton and I am just going to lay that down and hopefully I've got good coverage in all directions. Now I've taken my handy dandy tracing wheel, just a tracing wheel, and decided, okay, this is what we need to do with it. So now I'm just going to make sure I've got good coverage all the way around. And I believe I do. Yes, I do. And now I'm going to put a pin in the middle of it. Now, I don't like pins in my foundation paper piecing because it makes the work go this way. It makes it curve, right? So I want to make sure I've got good coverage. No, I don't. So I want to make sure I'm on the outside edge of this. There. Okay. And we're going to pin this. Just so it, see what it does? It makes it curve like this, right? So it's kind of like you've got a curve in it and you've got a wow in it. So it's, you know, it's not detrimental to your work, but I mean, it can be. So now what I'm going to do, and I didn't number these because you're going to either go from one side or the other side and do your first cut. So this is all stuff for blocks, and this is the foundation paper piecing stuff. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to trim either side, and then I'm going to find something that works, that goes on there. Now this is big enough for me to put into a string quilt, so that goes back into my strings or crumbs. This little bit here, so it's not wasted. Okay, so now basically it's a 4.5-inch square of color that I cut. Now, so what I'm going to do now from the back, I have to find the right side of this and put this along this edge, right? So I have a perfect edge, and I've got the wrong foot on. Ugh, okay, hang on. Hang on, hang on. This is sewing. This is sewing. You just have to go with it. You got the wrong foot on. You got the wrong foot on. You have to know how to change your feet fast. And where's the foot? Okay, let me find the foot. Oh, nope. Let me find the foot. I don't know where the foot is. Okay, we're going to have to cut and find the foot. Okay, we're back at the sewing machine. We now have the right foot on. Wow, there was a little bit of panic here. So I've got everything lined up here now, and I'm just going to sew with the right foot. Oh my goodness. What I need to sew. And I've oversized the white piece that I'm putting on, right? To compensate for, you know, anything over or under, right? So that's, and you just push this thing out of the way, just like so. And then you get the next white bit. Oops. I always have them up in little piles. So I'm using a white on white because I thought that would be appropriate. Now you notice I'm leaving that pin there. I don't have to. I could probably take it out by now, but I'm going to leave it there because it's kind of like a security blanket for me now. So now that's all you do with this. Now, when you're doing foundation paper piecing, sometimes you don't know whether or not you have a bias edge or not. And I'm just going to quickly explain this to you. I made sure that when I cut my pieces, I would have straight grain on all four sides, right? Because this I cut out of a strip, right? And I just figured, okay, we'll do it so that we have like straight grain. So now, if I don't know I have straight grain, I would do my stay stitching around the back. I don't need to do that because all I have to do now is put my 1/4 inch marks on this and just cut away, just like this. And because I took the time to do all of that. Now, there's also some people that feel that you cut bigger by 1/2 inch. And that's true. It does waste, you know, foundation paper piecing does waste more fabric, but this, you get like perfect points when you do it. Precision piecing when you do it this way. So I'm going to finish up the rest of the 3, and then I'll come back and I'll lay out the block for you guys to see. Okay, I did peel off all the papers, and I thought I'm going to leave one to show you how fast this goes. Because you've done your tracing wheel, you just pull, gently pull, one piece off at a time, and it comes out pretty much without any fuss or anything. So that's always nice. And you might have a little bit at the corners or whatever, where tight little corners. And you can always use tweezers to get this out. But I find once it's hit the tracing wheel a couple of times, you don't have those problems. So I'm laying out this block, and now we have this color to do flip and stitch corners on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do all the blue first. I'm going to get this out of the way as well, because yeah, this comes together. Other than the pointed corners, the kite block or beam or whatever it's called now, it's they come together pretty quickly. So I'm just going to put this up here. So you want this to go up, right? So you need this to be sewn like this across. So you're going to do all the blues first. Okay. And it's just a flip and stitch method. I'm going to do the next one. Just line them all up because they're all going to go the same way. Okay, that way. There. Now, if you wanted to go totally scrappy, you could. This, I just loved this pattern when I was playing around with it. And what I'm doing now with the chevrons is I'm creating a sawtooth star pattern in the center, or a silhouette, without really doing a silhouette. right? So I'm going to get this off and done. There we go. Now, you're going to check all of these first to make sure you got good coverage, which is kind of important. And yes, we do. And we can clip that off as a bonus triangle. I did a video with what to do with all these bonus triangles. And you're going to lay them like that, right? Just like that. You'll see the sawtooth star silhouette starting to take some shape. There we go. Yeah, chevrons are easy. And that's what's going to give you your 12 points, because you're going to have 8 chevron points, right? By the time we get done putting the white in, and you're going to have 4 beam blocks or kite blocks. I'm not sure if they're called, I have to look that one up because I'm not sure if it's called a beam or a kite, but it's just one of those. I love using that block or that shape. So you find like I do a lot of those. So there we go. There's half a sawtooth star. Now the sawtooth star in the green goes the opposite way, right? So it comes up this way. So you want to feed your fabric through this way. There we go. Nice. Nice and simple. And we're just going to run them all through the same way so we don't mix them up. There we go. Okay. Next, this is kind of a fun fabric. This is part of a donation that I got, and I just thought, oh, what pretty fabric. I can have so much fun with this. So I tried to put fabrics, like ones that read a solid or that read solid. I decided, okay, I'm going to put those fabrics with this. You line them up all the same way, and they'll all come out the same way. Okay, there we go. Okay, so that's the bottom half now done. And I'll quickly show you how you're going to get that sawtooth silhouette, because this is a big play on a traditional block. Because you can create traditional blocks by just having the silhouette. Of course, I've moved everything because that couldn't sit still for like 3 minutes. Okay, well, there we go. So that goes just like that. Okay, there we go. Nice coverage. Yes, we do. So you want that point down, right? To point down. And there. Yeah. Now, of course, this is all going to need a good finger press. I'm just quickly pressing it to see whether I've got enough coverage or not, right? Because we now have to do the other flip and stitch. You can kind of see that sawtooth star and silhouette in the center by the same fabric. But like I said, if you wanted to do just this sawtooth and then these a different color, you could. But I had lots of this and I thought, oh, this would be so pretty to use. And okay, next up is you want to go back to your blue and you want to make a chevron. So you want the chevron to go this way across that blue. So you line up all the blues, you sew them all the same way again. And you want this to be the more generous side, right? You just have to figure out which is the good side of the fabric on this white on white. Okay. Yeah. This would make a good leader ender project, I think, but you'd have to have a flat foot, or I like using this foot for paper piecing, so you'd have to be like paper piecing something, but I mean, it would be good just to have on hand. Okay, here we go. Now, take that and throw that under just to get all this off. And There we go. Now let's check this side. Yes, we do have good coverage. Okay. Woo! I just about lost my scissor. Okay, so now as we're making these chevrons, you can kind of see this block coming together. And sometimes it's, I can't lay them out for you because there's just too much going on in the block that I want to show you. So it doesn't create a nice, you can't lay them out nicely. But a chevron is a good unit to learn how to do because you can create a lot of different things with a chevron. You know, like those zigzag quilts, I mean, people talk about. Yeah, you can have lots of fun with those. Oops, that one's got to go that way. The white goes to the outside. Okay, now the green chevron, right, has to be sewn this way. So you want to line all of those up the same way. And let's see. Oops, line that up. Okay, so this side again, you want to be a little generous when you're putting on. One side is just a thread width or two more generous than the other side, and that gives you enough room to turn your cloth. And that's important when you're doing these flip and stitches, that you get a nice turn of cloth. And there's also people do them a traditional 45-degree diamond. I'm not sure that's, I mean, if that's what you want to do, that's fine. You know, that you can cut them that way by all means. But I prefer this way. I think it's just, for me, it's a little faster. And I don't cut anything until I know I have coverage. So that's why. Now you can either draw a line or iron. That's another way people do, is they iron them and they get, you know, a line, and then they sew just by kissing that line or just right up close to the line, but not over. I've got good coverage. I can clip. I should probably get a bigger scissor for this. There. See, we're almost getting. And yeah, you could have fun with this little pattern here. Okay, there we go. Okay, so basically what this is a sawtooth star that I have changed a couple of elements in, you know, elements of design, right? I've added the pointy corners, just a sec, there we go, and the chevrons, right? So now I have all these bonus triangles. I'm going to just put them together later. Okay, let's get this chevron sewn together because that's going to take us the longest. Now, when you're sewing your chevrons, the dark blue is going up against that medium green. So what you want to do is you want to make sure that the dark blue gets folded in on itself. So basically now you're changing the direction so you get a good nest. I just have to change my sewing foot again. And that way you're going to create some nice sharp nesting points on your chevron just by changing the direction of the one of them is folded, right? So like this. So they're both folded like that, and now you want to take the blue and fold it under and make sure you got a good nest. And there we go. I have a cat sneezing. I don't know if you can hear that, and I'm sorry if you can, but yeah, it's there we go. Here, now we'll just take this and we'll push the blue under. We'll line up our white so we get a perfect little nice edge on the white, and we'll push the blue under and nest up the green. You want to get one stitch over. Now you're going to push the blue into itself. Okay, for the bottom. Okay. Next one. There we go. Yeah. These are, I always like doing chevrons because they're just, you know, you can get them to lie so flat and you can get them to have such perfect little points. And it doesn't take that long to do all of that. Right? And last one up. And I'm just going to, so I'm lining up the white. So I have a nice, clean, sharp edge. And I put my needle down. And I flip under the blue. So now they're not both going the same direction. And now they'll nest nice and tight. And I put the needle down. And then go the other direction with the blue. So I have a nice tight nest at the bottom. Here we go. And now that's all of our pieces that we need to make this block. It wasn't bad. It's not bad having all these subunits, right? Okay, so let's lay this all out again. And now you can see the chevron star coming together, right? And now we're just going to sew it together like a 9-patch, right? This is kind of a wild and crazy design. This would be perfect for any kind of like wild, scrappy design you wanted to make. Now, I'm taking webbing, right? I'm webbing them together. So when I flip this over, I want my blue to go down, right? Because it's got to go the same way it was sewn when you put the chevron together. So you have to push it kind of, and you line the next bit up and you push the blue in on itself. There we go. Now with this, I would press these open. The chevron middle bits, I would press them open just because it would lie a little bit flatter. So I can't see my point, so I'm going to guess. Oh no. I'm going to line them up best I can. Hold it open, yeah. And it's right on a 1/4 inch. You can kind of feel where all that is coming together. And you can press this one open, just finger press it. Yeah. There. Okay, so that's going like that, and then this one gets sewn like this. And there you go. All right, there. Okay. Oh, and I forgot this. Oh, I forgot to press the other one open. Oh, hang on. I'll just press this one open real quick before I sew on the next row. There. I do a lot of finger pressing because I find it helps the fabric go the direction I need it to go before I get to the ironing board. Okay, so I'm lining up the edge. Works nice. Line up the bottom edge. Yeah, it goes nice. Everything's gonna go nice. There we go. Okay. Now, when you've pressed open, you can see your point where everything is sewn. Like you can see where all those points intersect. So that's, if you stay to this side of that point, you're going to have a nice perfect point. And that'll help you with, you have a nice sharp point. You don't want to be doing all this work and not getting it to be nice and sharp. There. And you can feel where all that fabric is from the other side, but I still like to see them. I still like to see where it all is. Now, this is the blue chevron, so this has got to go up into itself. There we go. Is that the right spot? Yes, it is. Okay. Okay. Now we're just going to go the other way very quick. All right. I want to sew. Yeah, I want to sew from this side. Okay. So there we go. This is going out. Line that up nice. And I like to snip my webbing once I start with the needle down, because then I know exactly where those seams are. I don't have to guess as to where the seam is, where I have to nest. I'm gonna get one stitch down from on the other side of the seam, and then I line up the next one. Has to be matched up perfectly. So I will go like this. There we go. And I finger press this open. There. So now I'm going to try and stay on the other side of that line. There it is. I hit it. Perfect. Go to the next seam. And now this one gets sewn in, which is fine. So I'm making sure everything lines up. And now we do the other side. Okay. Now this didn't take that long. I spent probably more time looking for my foot at the beginning. Oh my goodness. Okay, so I just have to, okay, this is going in. So here's our 12-pointed star. I'm so sorry that the video cut out in the last few seconds, but basically it was sewing together the last row. So we're just going to leave it at that. The battery ran out, and it's like, it's okay. You get how to web these blocks together. Now, this becomes a very dramatic star, right? And you do have your 12 points. You have 4, 8, 10, 12, right? So, and you make your points by chevrons, right? And you have, now if these beam or kite blocks were a different color, you would see a sawtooth star in the middle, right? So you could do this very scrappy and have a lot of fun with it. You just need to play with, you know, like a medium, a light, a medium and a dark, and then a focal fabric, right? To get your sawtooth star showing off. So I do hope you give this one a try. And again, I am sorry for the video cutting off the last, 28 seconds, but it is what it is sometimes. That's sewing. And we finally found all our feet for our sewing machine, so we're good. So I hope you have an absolutely fabulous week ahead and everything goes good for you. Win Bob and Chicken for me because I haven't won in a very long time. So take care until we see each other again. Okay, bye. My husband and I would love to thank you for watching our videos and being part of our Facebook group and coming to our Zoom meetings. It's been so much fun on this little adventure that we've been on YouTube. I just want to we are doing Zoom sew dates still coming up and those dates are going to be listed in the show notes of this video for the next year. We're making that commitment to you, and we're having a lot of fun with those Zoom sew dates. So please, feel free to come in. Even if you're not a quilter and you just want to come and do some crocheting or knitting or whatever, yeah, come on down. We're good. The other thing is I still am doing speaking engagements for the quilt guilds just to help them out to get back on their feet. I am doing only Zoom meetings, and I have a PowerPoint presentation that talks about all the free patterns that we have put out and will be putting out to the world. So they're more than welcome to take any of my patterns and use them for their charity quilts, right? So that's kind of important that they know that we're there. So if you are part of a guild, let your programs person know that we're speaking for free over Zoom only. We're not doing any traveling or anything like that. The other thing that I want to let you know is that we do in our Facebook group, everybody's sharing pictures and having fun and asking questions, and it's a hoot. And we do still have the room feature in Facebook that we can go sew within. My admin person, Kathy, was able to set that up. It's no longer called Brenda's room, it's called Kathy's room, but we got a room. We do have a room working, so we're all happy with that. So if you get the opportunity to come join us on Facebook, that's great. We'd love to have you. So until we meet again, I hope you have you and your family have an absolutely amazing weeks ahead, okay? You take care. All right, bye.